Hey guys, okay, this looks like a one of the next projects for restoration. This is a Telefunken Bajazzo 55, all valve. I went against my better judgment and I got it off eBay because I don't really buy stuff off eBay like this anymore, for reasons I think we all know. However, this one is in pretty bad shape to begin with. So I took a shot, and well, the main thing for me is the glass dial survived the shipping. It was packed reasonably well, but not brilliantly. So I think, and all the damage was kind of clearly photographed, so I knew what I was getting. Although I think it has suffered some additional damage in shipping around the back panel, which I'll show you guys in a minute. So yeah, so first inspection. I'm really pleased also that all the knobs are here, because you do find these on the market but they don't have all the knobs. So if you like the important stuff that's hard to replace, seems to be okay. Problem number one is this plastic bezel here is badly damaged. You can see there's at least 4 of the uprights missing. This one's busted. It's busted down here at the bottom. So re-gluing it is not going to be a problem. Exactly how I replace these so that I can replicate this is going to be interesting, because it's clearly made of transparent plastic, which is then painted gold on the back surface. But hey, we're a long way from having to worry about that. It also has a little panel which slides out here and down to cover it all up while you're moving it around. So yeah, that's that. It's battery and mains, by the way, so I can get it going on AC first and then see about getting it done on DC. Okay, this is where it starts to get pretty bad looking. So there were some cracks on the back, and it looks like this clasp here there wasn't sufficient packing underneath, so the pressure just caved in the back here, and there's lots of cracks and breaks. Some of these were already on it, and you can see in the photographs on eBay, but I think it has suffered quite additional breaks in shipping, and it's really this fabric stuff that's kind of holding it together. And you might wonder, what's this curious spring steel arrangement here? I'll get to that in a minute. So yeah, let's have a look inside. Okay, so it's pretty much untouched, and inside there is a little envelope with lots of writing in German on it, which I may at some point be able to have translated. But in here, fortunately, is a circuit diagram, which I think is neat. So always good to have a circuit diagram that corresponds exactly to the model that you've got here, which I hope is the case. We'll find out as we go. So I'm gonna pick up the camera and show you a little bit more inside. So it's badly cracked and broken all across the bottom here. So this whole piece will have to be taken apart and re-glued. It's got the original B+ battery in there, which is kind of neat. At least I can get to see what it looks like. And then there's sockets for the filament batteries over here. All the tubes, all the valves look to be here, and the actual chassis itself looks to be in reasonably clean condition. And so yes, so So let's talk just for a minute about those chunks of spring steel. So basically what these are essentially pull-out antennas. And so it's kind of like a steel measuring tape. You pull them out and they extend up, and then there's a little button that you push and they retract back in. Obviously it's all broken, and so somebody just pulled them out and taped them together so that they'd stay out, and use it like that. So yeah, so this is just sort of a first pass at this thing. So it's going to take a lot of work, but then that's cool. I prefer restoring them to just collecting them and then being sort of just putting them on the shelf. Yeah, I gotta go look this up and get some more information about it. There is some information here inside the back panels in German, which I gotta go translate all that stuff. And yeah, we go from there. So there you go, Telefunken Bajazzo 55, from what I assume is the 50s, but when I look it up I'll have more info. And it's in, as I said, the case is in pretty sorry shape, but we'll sort it all out in due course. And yeah, looking forward to this one because I've never done a battery set before. And this one has the advantage that it does have a mains transformer, so I can set it up for AC operation first, and then see about looking at batteries and battery eliminators and whatever later on. So the first priority is to get the back off and see if I can stabilize it, because it is so badly cracked and damaged everywhere. So I drilled out the hinge rivets on both sides, and fortunately all the antenna cables just unplug. So at least now I have the back off and we can see about how to stabilize it. So the first priority here was really to stabilize the back, which really was very badly damaged and was effectively held together just by the this brown covering cloth or plastic or leatherette paper, whatever it is, who knows. So I detached the back, the hinges. There was no way I could do it without doing some sort of damage, so I had to cut the covering off the hinge because the covering was put on after the hinge. The hinge, of course, is riveted on, so I basically had to drill them off. And so when the time comes, we'll see about what I do to put all that back. But just to give you an idea of how much gluing I had to do here. So there is a major break running all the way across the bottom here, and running up there and down here and out here. So that was all hanging off, held on by the fabric. Then it's cracked all the way up here and out the side there. Then that triangle corner piece was also cracked off and held on by the fabric. And there's hairline crack running down here and all the way out and up to the end here, and then another one running all the way down here over here. It probably goes underneath this little decal here, but I didn't want to lift that off because I haven't found a way of getting that off without damaging it, because what I might do is photograph them and reproduce them if I really do want to take them off. Anyway, so this crack ran all the way out here to the end. Oh yeah, and where the actual clasp itself is, it was a breakout crack running all around it. Luckily I was able to remove the clasp because it's held on. It's got 4 tabs sticking up, and then this oval plate goes on, and then you just bend the tabs over. So at least that was easy. So I was able to get that out of the way. And luckily the antenna just unplugs from the back of the chassis, so I didn't really have to do any unsoldering there, but these spring wound antenna elements were soldered on here on both sides. So I'll have to see if I can fix these guys up and make them workable, usable or not. But at least I wanted to get this back done so that it was stabilized and wasn't going to just tear itself apart, because I figured if the fabric itself actually tore, then yeah, it'd be a bummer. One little problem: there was some dirt or something underneath one of the broken panels sticking through here, which is a bummer. But we'll see about cosmetic stuff like that later. Right now we're very into structural stuff. So I think at this stage it's pretty much robust enough. The only other piece I will do is I'm going to put some more probably epoxy in these very short little spaces here on both sides to reinforce, because I think that would be a good idea. So first priority pretty much taken care of at this stage. So I think I'll have a look at those spring-loaded antenna elements next and see if I can do anything with those. One other problem I got here is this post here, which holds one of those antenna elements, was all busted, and unfortunately one piece is missing. I've re-glued half of it. There is a certain amount of thread left, so it may just be enough to hold the that antenna element. We shall see and give it a go. These antenna elements are definitely a first for me. They're essentially like a steel rule that you'd use in your woodworking. You pull it out like a steel rule, and then you release the mechanism and it goes back in. Probably wouldn't get health and safety approval these days, but hey, there you go. So at least I think I can, these are cleaned up and lubed up enough that I can put them back in. There were clearly little plastic end pieces to go on the end here so that you didn't have to grab this with your finger. So we'll have to see if I can find out what they look like and then fabricate something to do that. But in the meantime, we'll just fit these back in, and I think that will be the back panel sort of done and out of the way and put to one side until we need it later on. So there we go with the two spring steel antenna elements bolted back in. And so I think we'll put the back panel aside for now, and we'll get back to it much later.